I'm Isabella, and this tutorial is on user-defined design management. User-defined design management gives users the flexibility to arrange their files however they like. They can isolate files based on their file type or the designs that they're a part of. So how do we make a user-defined structure? There's actually two different ways. The first way is going into the Tools tab, down to Preferences, and under Design click Structure. This window will let you change the path for the design structure for every workspace you create. If you want to change the structure for just the current design you're in, go into Design, Settings, and under Design, go into Structure. It gives you pretty much the same window. On the left side, you have all the different file types, and the right is the path it's in. By default, it goes to the SRC folder. You could double-click on any of the paths and just type your own, so we could change all of them or change just a certain few. And then once we change it, that's going to be the path that it actually ends up going to. Down below though, we have different specifications on how we want the path to go. We can have it specified by the file type, so any VHDL source code will go into this new VHD folder that we made, or the same as the diagram files. So anything created from block diagram, any code or whatever would end up going to the block diagram folder. Right now, let's have it specified based on the file type. Hit Apply and OK. And to see that in action, let's make a couple examples. Right now, we'll create a block diagram example, real simple one with just an input-output. But as soon as you make it, you can already see the path. It goes to this new BDE folder. Since we just assigned it to that folder, it's going to go straight to that folder instead of the default SRC. We can also see that in the folder itself by opening up our folder, and we have this new BDE one created. If we click inside of it, you'll see the example we just made. By default, everything you see below BDE is there, and it would normally go into the SRC folder. Now let's create another example for VHDL code. We'll just call it VHDL example and give it just one input, one output. And again, as soon as it's created, you can see the path above and it goes to this new VHD folder, completely separate from the block diagram. If we look into our actual folders, we'll see a new VHD one was just created with our example inside of it. Now, if we go to our block diagram and compile it, it'll automatically generate a VHDL source code, and expanding the design browser, we can open it up. Looking at the path, we see that it went straight to VHD, and in our folder, we could see it's in there as well. This is because of how we designed our structure. So if you want to change it, you could just go back to the settings, go to the structure, and you could change the location. We had location specified by file type, so it went to the VHDL folder, but switching it to original diagram files and recompiling the block diagram will actually change the VHDL file to go to the block diagram folder. So again, what we did was we changed where our location would go to so that it's arranged now by the design instead of by the file type. And we could see it together in here. There's actually another way than going through the designs and setting and changing the structures through this stuff. If we want, we could go open up any folder and type /alldec/. This will take you straight to where you have all your Alldec software, and we want to go into the Active-HDL that we're using. So I'm using version 13, and then go into the DAT folder. Scroll down to find the design structure configuration file, and if you open that up, that'll have the exact design structure that you've just changed based through the design. This will have the exact design structure that you just changed through the tabs earlier. You can easily just edit, change whatever you want in here, and save it. And then using this file, you can distribute it to, if you're in a group setting, you could distribute it to your group, and they could then assign it to their design. How you would assign it would be going into the console and using the following commands. Set Active-HDL team home, all one word, and then the directory you want to hold the team design structure. So in this case, I'm just putting my designs. And then to make sure that you actually have it in the right spot, you put echo, make sure you have the $sign, and then Active-HDL team home, or whatever name you called it. And it will return the directory that you have it in. So in this case, my designs. Please note that in version 9 and earlier, assigning the design structure through this method actually disables the ability to change the design structure through the tools preferences and all these tabs we did earlier. So the only way you'd be able to change it would be going into the configuration file and changing the file directly and then reassigning it like this. If you're ever unsure about what configuration setting you currently have, you could quickly see them by just typing set into the console. We could also convert just the current design structure to whatever given file is through the console as well. So if you don't want to have a team base and you just want this certain design, you would type design hyphen one word convert structure, again just one word, and then the path of that specific file that you want. So in this case, I'll just use another file. So the data path file, I would type the path to that, so my designs, data path, and then hit enter, and that would assign the data path file to have the same exact design structure that we just had. That concludes this tutorial on user-defined design management. Thank you for watching.